Top Army Commander Lieutenant General Subrata Saha has told NDTV that there is no correlation between the Myanmar operation and the situation along the line of control. 4 infiltration attempts have taken place in the last 2 weeks. 8 militants have been killed along the LoC.
What is happening? 4 major attempts, infiltration attempts, in 2 weeks in Kupara district in the line of control. Are there increasing attempts from across the line of control to push in more militants?
Well, this year we've had late snowfall. So that is the reason why perhaps we are seeing an element of desperation, and to that extent, as you described, an increase in the intensity in a short duration. So that's why we've had this 4 attempts, and because of this robust counter-infiltration grid which is there, so far all these attempts have been foiled, and as you said, on 24th, 25th, and then yet another one on 30th, 31st, and more recently one more. 8 have been eliminated in the process of counter-infiltration.
Is it that on the other side of the LoC, Pakistan has activated, launching pads? They are trying to push in more militants. What is your information, intelligence inputs? Are they trying to push in more militants?
Launch pads across Kashmir, as we speak, most of them are active now. And likewise all the other attendant indicators are very much existent. So to that extent, yes, the efforts to push in terrorists, as was happening in previous years, it's again the entire mechanism or the process has been set into motion.
Any substantial information, evidence, how many militants must be waiting to cross the border, and what will be the pattern, and how trained they are, who you have faced recently, and eliminate them on the LoC?
Well, the estimates that we have now at the launch pads awaiting infiltration, the figures are estimated at a little over 200.
If they succeed, that is a huge number, isn't it? Isn't that a big worry for you?
Yeah, that's why we have this counter-infiltration grid. As I said, it's robust. Over the years, it has matured. There is a very effective surveillance grid that supports the disposition of the troops on the ground. And then we have sufficient, tiers in our deployment to be able to be very sure that all these attempts are foiled and he is not able to succeed in his nefarious designs.
Now, since Indian Army has taken that hot pursuit in Myanmar, on Myanmar borders, and has eliminated attackers of Manipur, in which 18 army men were killed, can Army replicate same action along the line of control in Kashmir?
You see, what action we take, what response we do, that is quite clearly related to the operational circumstances in which they happen. So I would not, like to do a correlationship in the manner in which you suggest, because these are professional judgments based on the operational circumstances.
We know that Myanmar is not an enemy territory, and it's an open border. It's not in that sense, but is it a message for your adversaries, particularly Pakistan? Look, you can't take India for granted, Army for granted forever. You can hit back sometime.
As I said, the response is determined by the operational circumstances, and based on what the operational situation is, the response will be determined clearly by that.
But will the Myanmar action be a message to Pakistan? Will it be a message, just a message, look, you can't take India and Army for granted every time?
You see, the point is there has been an operation to which there has been a very effective response. Okay. Now, what message that leaves with any person, it is for that person to take that message. As far as the specific answer to your question, I maintain that whatever be the case, the counter-infiltration grid that is there on the line of control, it is effective, and it will be able to take on any challenges that come in its way.
Since you have said around 200 militants are waiting to cross, and that is a huge challenge for the Army to deal with in the coming days. And how Army is preparing itself to deal with this situation? If you say you are going to, it would be the situation-based response, not necessarily the Myanmar type operation.
You see, we have a number of launch pads across, and to deal with these launch pads, we have, as I said, a counter-infiltration grid which has its elements. And infiltration and counter-infiltration is nothing new in this sector. So we are very much prepared to take on, and neither are the numbers very different from what they were in the past. So this counter-infiltration grid is effective enough to rise and respond to this challenge.